So A-B aggregation, okay, to differentiate between a local and instance variable. So, okay, first of all, your first answer, which is A, yes, the first portion is actually correct here. So, okay, and second thing would be that it consumes less memory because it takes only a fixed space for whatever object that is created. Okay, so even if they create 6 objects or 10 objects, we only have one variable, and so it means that the place in the RAM that is occupied is only one for all the objects. So that is one thing. Second thing, let me move that portion here on this side. So you actually differentiating between a parameter. A parameter means an input to the method, right?
Yeah.
And a class variable. So it's not so to me local and an instance is one thing, but you are actually differentiating between a local variable to the class and the parameter. So this is an input parameters, parameter 1, for example, that is giving to you here parameter 1 that is giving to you for with the method. Okay, so this is parameter 1, for example, parameter 2. So to differentiate between parameters, which is an input, and with a class variable. So, but when you say local and instance, actually both to me looks the same. Let me see here. Vehicle, that is the question for what? Let me see. Let me check. Construct a code. Okay, yeah, this looks fine. As you want to set as a black, set color 0, but set color 0. May I know? I think let me open, please. Don't we have? I think I have to go here and then. Yeah, the parking is here. Okay, so did you notice in the vehicle class that the thing here is that inside the vehicle class there is a public final static byte that's called black.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Okay, so it means to me that that's why I wanted to confirm that before I explain it to you. So when we want to set, I would say so what you, instead of passing 0, so you have to say vehicle dot black as a parameter here. So you have to say like that because you already have public static final public static variable inside the vehicle class. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And you see add vehicle. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that looks fine. For enhances one class enhance from aggregation, method from another in aggregation one class is part of. Hmm. Okay, so I would say, because I needed to check that question again, in inheritance, so we talk about um, is a. So here, what do we have? Did we have any inheritance in this parking class thing? Hello, Leo.
Yes.
Did we have any inheritance?
Or parking.
Yes.
Didn't parking just like aggregate out of the vehicles?
Okay, so it means that we don't have any inheritance, right? Can you give me an
Yes.
example of inheritance?
Oh, well, generally inheritance is used when something is like a type of like something else.
Okay,
Also, well, in this exercise, for example, the car and the motorbike are uh, inherit from the vehicle class.
okay. So if we have a rectangle, it is a rectangle is a shape. Okay. So but if we talk about aggregation, we use the term has a. So in aggregation, let me see. Can you give me example of aggregation in this case? So there is a parkings for a vehicle, right? Parking
Yep.
area and vehicle. Do they have an aggregation relationship here?
Yes, because
So
the parking area has vehicles.
okay, and one benefit actually that so aggregation does not really mean too much if we're talking about memory space and reuse. But if we talk about inheritance, so actually you encourage reuse. So it means that we write less amount of code, and at the same time it consumes less memory. So if you have a rectangle and a shape, normally they share some so you will find that the rectangle can use some of the shape methods and also some of the shape parameters, which means that class variables of the shape. And it means that when we construct the rectangle, we don't really need to rewrite everything that is inside the shape. So if there is a parameter inside the shape, we don't need to rewrite it. So it means that we write less code and it save memory. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So let me see the C and I questions here. Okay, two further correct sense. Okay, and then what is the question? Construct a UML diagram that shows the relationship between the parking area. There is no need to include. Okay. So, and then you write it as a text here. So, okay, if you
When you
have,
come to like, yeah,
you have to really make it like that. And so you got two choices here. So this is a parking area and this is a vehicle. This is a parking area. And the thing is, you need to make that shape. If you cannot remember it or if you don't do it, you can, they accept that you put has a. So this is an acceptable form. And in case of a vehicle, so this is a vehicle, and then we make an arrow like that, and this is the car, and also this is the motorbike. So if you don't put this arrow, no problem. Just put is a relationship like that. Also, it is still acceptable. Okay.
yep.
Okay. And then admin fee and okay. Okay. Can I know from where you get this 5?
It
And
said $5 or less in the question.
let me confirm why you are saying that. Okay. Yeah, you are correct. But then my question to you is that vehicle. Um, it- so this is inheritance, and normally with inheritance we use super. Am I right or no?
Yeah, yes.
So you have to remember not to use the vehicle.pay in this way, just use super. So super.pay also is acceptable. Okay, I think, did you have any more questions? Yes, I think the last question here is, so the thing is, this is an version, the part E for the question. The array vehicles in the parking area class is used to store instance of car and motorbike class. So outline why vehicle is a valid type of this array. Did you answer that?
Why vehicle is a valid type of the array?
Yes. So if they create an array that can store um, a vehicles array in parking area that is used to store instance of car and motorbikes. So why vehicle is a valid type for this array? So why they didn't use cars or
Well, because vehicle is the uh, because vehicle is like the superclass of the two subclasses, motorbike and car. So any like
so it can store both cars and motorbikes, and since
yes,
in the
yeah,
parking area we are not able to create it doesn't make any sense that we create two arrays, one for the cars and one for motorbikes, and we only can do one type for the array. So if we choose vehicle, it means that it can contain cars and motorbikes and every class that inherit from vehicle. But if we created cars, so it can only contain cars. If you created motorbike, it can only contain motorbike. So it makes sense only to create one array of a type that can accept both. Does this make
yep,
sense? But this is a
yep,
way that you should write it in the answer. Okay.
yes.
Okay. Perfect. So let me pass to you. Okay, that's excellent answers here. I have to pass to you the test. Give me a second, please. So that is one file. That is not containing paper 3. That should be done on the end. But give me a second, please. I still need to. Okay. Yeah. Good. 5, 9, 7, 3. Okay. Now is there. If you are writing in a new file, please don't forget to share it.
It's in the same file. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So typically, when we compare, the comparison should take into account the purpose, the input, and for example, computational power. So Leo, before you continue, please let me focus with you here on the real comparison between the bundle adjustment and the keyframe selection. So the point here that the bundle adjustment, its sole target is to actually minimize, reproduce, and refine the camera poses and the 3D structures that is created from all the images that is taken by the camera. At the same time, it needs to minimize reprojection error, okay? Which is the difference between the 2D and the 3D. And I think I showed you the ball yesterday. So we have an observed image and a projected image or a structure. So we want to minimize that difference, and we call that error is a reprojection error. So the sole purpose of a bundle adjustment is to actually refine the camera poses and the 3D structure by minimizing the reprojection error. But the keyframe selection, it select a subset of frames to represent a scene. So at the end of the day, if we see here, you will find that the bundle adjustment is actually heavy computational. It's how to say, the load of the computational power is high, because why? You need to optimize this 3D structure over the entire set of frames. So there is a lot of frames that you need to actually refine and minimize this reprojection error. But in case of the keyframe selection, you actually reduce the computational burden because you are only selecting a subset of the frames, selecting only important frames. Okay. If you're talking about the input, in case of bundle adjustment, the input for the bundle adjustment to be able to make it work, you need to send camera poses, and you need to also provide 3D points and also observed and projected image points. All this need to be provided to the bundle adjustment algorithm. But for the keyframe selection, you send a sequence of frames and visual features, and then it selects the important keyframes. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so you can continue then. But please note one thing. This is not comparison with a SLAM. This is only the advantages and disadvantages of the P-SLAM itself. No comparison at all with the SLAM. We close and open again, Leo.